We're in the presence of some unnatural mystery.
All right, man. What's going on?
Hey, guys.
We're back with An Hour to Kill, episode 22. And today we're going to be talking about three Gothic films of Barbara Steele. Black Sunday, Castle of Blood, and An Angel for Satan, her last Italian film, period. And, but how's everything going, man?
Not too bad, man. Yeah, not too bad. Had a busy week watching films, a lot and trying to prepare for this. But I will say, I said to Dirk beforehand, two of these I haven't got the physical copies of. So, I'm relying on Dirk for a lot of the background information, which he's done.
Yeah.
To put it that way, he's done very well. But yeah, looking forward to this, man. Always love a bit of Barbara Steele, as everyone does, I think.
Yeah, man. I think she don't get talked about enough. I don't think. Maybe 20 years ago, more so. But
she's just so iconic as well. When you look at her, she's perfect for these Gothic films. Like we was talking backstage,
right.
She just got the look of. She can do it all within like one look of the camera. She doesn't really have to, act or say words or anything like that.
She is whatever character she's playing, and she played a lot of the duality roles between the light and the dark.
That's right. Yeah. And she's in my eyes, criminally underrated as an actress, because she could have got. I know she did do like bigger films and Cronenberg. She even did a slasher back in the early 80s. But she should have been a lot bigger, I think. Right.
When she was, did 8.5 with Fellini, that could be maybe her biggest. I don't know. I'd say her biggest is the one we're going to talk about. That's the one that made her a superstar, But I know that, Mario Bava's Black Sunday made her a superstar. But I think in return, I think she maybe made Mario Bava recognized. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. But basically, I know he did kind of half direct the film, didn't he? Is it I Vampira? I think it was with Ricardo Freire.
Mm-hmm.
But this was his first proper, directing debut.
Yeah, it was his first debut film. He, his dad was into business as well, Eugenio. So he was always kind of under his shadow, and it kind of echoed down to Lamberto, like it's a family thing, you know.
But, yeah, and I think like the moon kind of aligned together to get him, you know, and Barbara Steele in the same film. It's just, you know, and it did, you know, we will come on to like the film now in a bit, but it didn't do very well in Italy, which I was quite surprised. But we'll come on to a bit more of that in a bit.
We got Johnny Darko in the chat, man. What's going on?
Hey,
man?
Johnny.
He says I'm a fan of Barbara Steele. Awesome, man.
Yeah, let us know what films you like. Put it in the chat. You know what your favorite ones are.
Right. But yeah, it's so I was gonna mention this story before we. I mean, kind of gonna talk about Barbara Steele a little bit before we get started. And there's my wife. Hey y'all. Hey baby.
Hey Dash.
Thank you. So she was working on a film with Elvis, and she was like, I guess her character had to travel across the desert, and anyway, it was like a bunch of mud in one part or something. So she took it upon herself to make herself muddy, and they got the you know, set designer or whoever got pissed off at her. It was like, you can't do that. So she's like, look, this ain't for me. And she left a film. I think it's called Flaming Sun.
Okay, yeah.
I think that's the name of it, but I could be wrong. So,
did she have a big part in that? Do you know?
I think so. Yeah, yeah. She was in the film with Elvis. It was like, but basically, she didn't like the way things were being done. So she left, man, and they were like, "You can't leave." And she went to New York, and she told the cab driver to give her set her up at the biggest hotel in New York. So he took her to the Plaza, and and the studio was reaching out to her and was like saying, "You can't do this," and she's like, "Well, I did it. I'm gone. I'm out of here." And basically, she always stood her ground. Is what I'm getting at. You know what I mean?
Yeah, if you see her in any interview, she's pretty straight talking. She'll tell you how it is. She don't bullshit.
Right.
She
didn't like Hollywood though. She didn't like how the whole business in Hollywood was, which I think that's awesome. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
She didn't like having to sit on a bench. You know, is how she put it, like waiting for an audition and all this shit. You know what I mean? But
yeah, she's very British in that regard. Because we are pretty straight talking, a lot of us.
But yeah, let me catch the chat right quick. Johnny says, I haven't seen a whole lot of them, but I've got Black Sunday and An Angel for Satan. Like those. I saw another one, but can't think of the name of it at the moment. Okay. Yeah, man. I think she's got.
Yeah, that's cool.
I believe she has 10 Italian Gothic. Could be 9 though. So.
I mean, that blew my mind when I realized, because there's 4 or 5 I've not seen. And that would put her right up there in like a Scream Queen sort of bracket, you know. Just
well, I mean, she's considered, in my opinion, the queen of horror. You know, definitely the queen of Italian Gothic, for sure.
Yeah, easily, yeah.
Or the queen of Gothic horror, however you want to say it. I consider her the queen of horror, though. Like, in my opinion, like she's got the look. I don't think anybody comes close to her ability that she put on the screen. You know,
I've never seen her in a bad film. You know, or certainly her parts in whatever film I've seen just outshines everyone else. Basically, she's incredible.
But like I was saying, she worked with Federico Fellini on 8½. She worked with Antonini Margheriti on Castle of Blood and Long Hair of Death. David Cronenberg and Shivers. That was his first film. And there's a funny story about that there was an actress telling David Cronenberg to slap her. And he didn't want to do it, but she kept telling him to slap her to get the reaction he was wanting. And he did it, and Barbara still didn't know that they had that conversation. So she got all over Cronenberg's ass. Like, you can't do that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I thought that's hilarious. But yeah, she worked with Joe Dante on Piranha.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of some others. I know she did some episodes of Alfred Hitchcock Hour or Alfred Hitchcock Presents.
Right. The one I always remember Barbara Steele for, and she's only in the film, I'd say 10 minutes, is Silent Scream from 1980. I know I bang on about it a lot, but it's one of my favorite slasher films of all time.
Right.
Especially her part in it as well. She comes into play a bit more towards the end, but
so I was listening to her talk about that a little bit, and she said, looking back in her films, it's odd that she looks at them now compared to today's horror, that they're extremely mild compared to today's horror, and but she said that they were more internalized anxiety of the soul. So you had to use your imagination versus, and then she said, opposed to being slashed to death and having 14 pounds of blood squirted into a frame.
Right. Yeah.
So it was more of you had to use your imagination a little more. There was a little, it's a totally different time too, but
yeah, these three films are going to have quite a few things in common, and mood and atmosphere is going to be a big part of all these three films,
Yeah. She regretted leaving Italy, but she got married to a screenwriter. I can't remember his first name. I know his last name's Poe, ironically, but but yeah, I guess we'll get into the meat. I just wanted to kind of go over her career a little bit. I thought that I forgot to mention about Tim Lucas, what she said about him, because a lot of people think that she got mad at Mario Bava, accusing him that she had heard that he had some kind of device that could see through people's clothing.
That's what I heard, yeah.
And Bava had said, well, if I could do that, I wouldn't be sitting there making films.
Right.
I'd have enough money, but or I wouldn't have to do anything or something of that nature. But anyway, she said that was total bullshit. I was like, damn. And she was angry when she was talking about it, So she said, yeah, Tim Lucas, he wrote that in his book, and okay. She just completely, she's like, Mario Bava. She's like, well, he was quoting Mario Bava, and she said, Mario Bava never said that.
God, I don't know, because he does do his research, man, Tim Lucas.
I know, man. I know. I was just kind of threw me off a little bit too, because I appreciate the shit out of Tim Lucas and Troy Howarth, for what they do on special features, commentaries, and stuff. Even Kat Ellinger,
Oh God, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
She's great as well. But oh man, I guess we'll get off into the La Mascara del Dominio. The Mask of the Demon, or the Mask of Satan, or you want to just call it Black Sunday. We can call it whichever you prefer.
I probably prefer Black Sunday. I just think it's such an iconic title.
Yeah. Yeah, so I was looking up what Black Sunday meant too. Do you know what it means?
No.
It's the one day that supposedly the one Sunday that the devil walks the earth.
Right, so it's All Souls Day is called as well, maybe?
Yeah, you could call it All Souls Day or Samhain, or whatever.
So technically it's the day after Halloween?
No, not in Black Sunday, but it's...
Oh, right.
It never really goes into none of that in Black Sunday, but Castle Blood, it does. Castle Blood takes place on Halloween, basically, October 31st to November 1st.
Right.
But Yeah, this is Black Sunday, 1960, Mario Bava's debut. Most Italian films back during this time were shot in about 2 weeks' time. I think he spent 6 weeks on Black Sunday. But it's loosely based on the Vi story, the Russian short story from Nikolai Gogol. Takes place in 1630. At the beginning, it takes place in 1630 Moldavia. So they're in Russia. Yeah, Moldavia, Russia. And then, so Asa, this vampiric witch, you see at the beginning, you're like, what the hell's going on? She's tied up at the stake, and they're branding her with the mark of Satan, and they're about to put the mask of Satan on her, which is like this imposing damn mask with spikes on the other side, kind of like an Iron Maiden. That's what it reminds me of. And they just bang it into her face. But before all that happens, she curses her brother, and it's her brother, Griabi. He's killing her and her lover, saying that, what does he say? He says something about basically they're all in leagues with the devil and with Satan and everything. But then,
right, yeah.
But then the other guy that's being killed as well is her brother as well. Going off of what Tim Lucas said, because in the Italian credits, he said that it credits him as the brother of the witch. Jovovich was the brother of the witch. So I'm wondering, was he like a half brother, and they were doing some incest shit? That's pretty damn taboo for 1960,
Yeah, because I was kind of confused as well. But when you said that, it kind of made sense.
Yeah.
The old incest angle, that's why, part of the reason they were putting them, burning them at the stake or whatever.
Plus, they were evil as shit. But it looks like her damn brother. It looks like her brother is doing is pretty damn evil too. Shit,
right.
But if he kills them two, then he would be heir to the throne. He would have basically the inheritance.
It makes complete sense.
Right. And I never knew that until started doing this.
I had no idea of that. No. And that shot, the whole scene, I think everyone's probably seen the scene, even if they haven't seen the film, because it comes up in a lot of documentaries.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of the best. It's definitely Bava's best opening to a film. I think it's one of the best openings to any film in general.
It's hard. It's hard as shit. And that mask. So I think this is pretty interesting too, because we're talking about family here with Mario Bava and his dad. And then later Lamberto with Demons, of course, which was definitely inspired from Black Sunday. But Mario's dad, Eugenio, sculpted the mask for Black Sunday.
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either until like recently. But that's why I like doing this shit, man. Just kind of geek out on this shit. But let's see. What's up?
I was going to say that scene is just incredible.
Yeah, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. I was going to say, when you first start watching this film, because this is in stark black and white as well, it just hits you. It's just so, what's the word? Like, it's just filmic. It's got
cinematic.
That total, kind of.
You're watching something epic, something, once in a lifetime kind of film,
Yeah, it starts off so strong as well, but it never lets up. It carries on going to that level, which is rare. Because a lot of films, like we're going to come on to maybe one in a bit, that does have a bit of a lull in the middle, but this is not. This is just.
No.
I think it's like
it's better and better as the film goes on.
Yeah. 80 odd minutes, and it just flies by,
Right. Now, I think the first time I seen it, it was kind of slow to me, but I was quite a bit younger, So
yeah.
I think you got to be a certain maturity level. You know what I mean? To appreciate.
No, absolutely. Yeah. Anyone under kind of 15, I would not recommend to watch this film. They're just going to get completely bored.
Right. But so after this happens, like I said before, they put the mask on her. She curses him, and here I'll just play a clip right quick of what's said a little bit. It's not much, but it's something. I got a couple of little clips I'll show.
And as your brother, I repudiate you.
It's I who repudiate you, and in the name of Satan, I place a curse upon you.
So after that, then then he puts the mask on her, and then they set the fire to them. But then all of us, you see the storm and shit in the sky, and all that was painted by Mario Bava. That sky, that's a painted canvas, and he was shining light behind it for the lightning and shit.
That's incredible.
Right.
Yeah.
And nobody does that kind of shit anymore. Well, I mean, they don't have to, but I'm just saying the films these days, I don't think as much care go into them. I could, not many.
No, exactly. Yeah, with the CGI and all that, it's
right.
Just you're never going to get the look like this ever again.
Right.
Because he was genius at doing that as well. And I think he didn't used to use proper dollies either. He used to just fucking make up shit like wheelchairs or little things to pull across with the camera to go on.
Whatever he had. I mean, he worked with whatever he had. He was a painter as well. Well, he wanted to be a painter originally.
Yeah. Very artistic family,
Right. But so they set the fires to her and Igor or Jovovich, however you say his name, Jovovich, and they set the fires, and then all it starts raining. It puts the fires out. So then we fast forward 200 years, and then we come on to a couple of doctors. They're on their way to a medical convention, and then the as they're coming through the forest or whatever, the stagecoach drivers, he's getting nervous. He knows there's something wrong over. He knows about the curse and all that.
Yeah.
Shit. And the wheel, he says that a damn tree come out and just grabbed the damn wheel and broke it, And so they're gonna just be a couple of jackasses and start exploring a crypt. And the doctor knows fully well the backstory. The younger doctor don't. But
and that stagecoach driver is actually, I think it's hinted at that he's drunk anyway, or he's half drunk.
He's
and he
drunk.
Has to be. Go on.
You did notice the wheel though, like it looks like a hand. The tree did grab his damn wheel.
Right, yeah, and they just play it off as if he's drunk, basically.
Yeah, but I don't know. Did you want to go through the whole film or no?
I'm good, man. Yeah, if you want to. But that scene as well, as they're going through the forest, just the lighting and everything, the atmosphere, with the stagecoach breaking down. It's just genius, I'm going to be like saying this to a lot of these shots and scenes, but the actual, when they turn up then in this, I think it's like a chapel that has the tomb.
Oh, the crypt. Yeah.
The crypt, yeah. It's in some sort of chapel.
But they have a cross, where it's in front of a window so that the light of the cross, like the shadow of the cross or whatever, is pretty much pinning her down, nailing her down where she can't get out, But then there's this damn jackassy bat. So I was like, hell yeah, the first time I seen that though. Like the doctor was prepared. He has a cane. He's sitting there beating the shit out of stuff with that cane and the bat.
Yeah.
And you don't never really see the bat, by the way. It's all played in the imagination. It's all done with shadows and light. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you see a shadow of the bat, but you never physically really see a bat. You know. I mean, unless I'm wrong about that, I think it's just it's like the shadow, right?
Yeah, just the outline of a bat, maybe like in
Right.
shadow. But yeah, I don't think you physically see anything. No.
But in
But
doing
it
all
still
this,
works well. Yeah.
and then doing all this shit, he breaks the damn cross, and then it's on. You know. And then he breaks the cross, and then he's like, oh, hey, well, let's reach in here and pull the mask off.
Yeah.
He cuts his damn hand on the shit, and then blood goes into her eyes, right? So
Right. Yeah, and that's exactly where
demons.
Lamberto Bava got the idea, I think, for demons.
Right. Yeah.
Right in that shot, you know.
Yeah. And the motif, there's so many damn motifs about eyes in this too, you know. Because like at first when they're putting the mask of Satan on her, the camera kind of pans in through the eyes of the mask.
Yeah.
Same with her regenerating. The blood went into her eye, and that's pretty crazy how they did that too. That's like egg yolks or something.
Was it really?
Yeah,
wow.
They use egg yolks for the regeneration and shit. When you see her eyes coming back, you know, and you see the scorpions and shit on her face, it's just so damn, man. I love it every time I see it. I think it gets better every time I watch this damn movie.
It's one of his best films, I think. It's
definitely like my top 3 from Bava.
I can't remember what I ranked it, but it was definitely sort of middle to high Bava, you know, top 10.
Mm-hmm.
But with the makeup effects, you just said, we come on to a scene a bit later on. I don't want to jump the gun or anything. And the effects, so where the transformation is just fucking amazing for 1960.
Yeah.
You'll be like, and it just, even now, this film is timeless as well. And, you know, it doesn't age like at all. It ages really well. You know what I mean? You can watch this now.
I think that's what's good about Gothic too, because you know, even though it takes place in, I think they're more timeless compared to a lot of newer films. You know, they get dated. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you know, we've got the 70s and 80s films do look dated with the fashions and stuff, but this being a period piece, you know, is just, yeah, the detail is amazing in this film as well. Little kind of everything is set to where you feel like you're back in that time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Back,
you can feel the cobwebs on your face and the fog just surrounding your ass when you're watching, especially like on a rainy ass dark night. You know what I mean? Like, it's a perfect time to watch this movie.
Halloween, obviously, as well. Just this has got to be on everyone's list, I think.
Yeah, for sure. This time of year, for sure. So they leave the crypt. The 2 doctors, Andre and what's his name, Dr. Coma.
Yeah.
So they leave the crypt and then they see her. They think they see her. They think that's the witch, you know, with the 2 dogs.
Right. Yeah.
So I've heard a lot of people say that they were confused, like why she looked. I've even heard people say that Barbara Steele looked wooden as playing Connie. But that was to give the impression to the audience that, you know, that the witch is already there, restored. You know what I mean? To freak them out. But a lot of people confused on that scene, but that's what that was about. I don't think she's wooden at all. Yeah.
No, not at all. But obviously she plays a dual role in this and another film we're going to mention a bit later on.
Yeah, and Claudia, the woman that they see, she's a descendant of Asa.
Right. Yeah.
200 years later. And I guess you could even say she, you know, it could be the reincarnated physical body of Asa. But
and how many people do you think could pull off a dual role? Because it's been tried loads of times, you know, dozens of times since. And not a good effect in some cases, but this is amazing.
I would say currently, like out of people today, like Mia Goth can do it, but not many. Not many others can do it. I don't think. Not to this level of doing.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah. No. So anyway, as soon as they leave, they meet Katia and they're like, well, we're going to go to an inn. And she says she's going to go back home or whatever. Andre automatically he's in love. That's another thing about these movies. These people fall in love like fucking that. Like,
yeah. No, hardly any dialogue between them, and he's in love. Yeah. But then again, I think I would be in love if I met Barbara Steele at that stage of her life.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I can't say I fell in love with my wife like that. I guess so. I guess it does happen like that. So,
but yeah, like
and as they're going to the inn, then it goes back to Asa in the crypt in the tomb, and you can see you know what I mean? Like it shows that side view of her face, and she's all like saying "rise," and Jovovich it's her lover. She's bringing him back, and she's commanding him to go to was it Vada?
Yeah.
Prince Vada, something like that. Basically, her descendant. She's telling him to go back to the castle and get his ass, I guess.
I love the one scene so basically you've got this one scene where this little girl who's she's basically forced the one who does she's basically forced to go and milk a cow in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And it's such a good scene. It's just set up superbly. So it's really eerie where she's going out and basically there's a storm that's just about to come in. And just the sound of the fucking wind and all that shit, man, it's just done to perfection. And she obviously, she's going to milk this cow. I got vibes of like Night of the Living Dead as well in this film. I'm sure Romero must have seen this film as well,
right?
With some of the stuff coming out.
Like when Igor or Jovovich, I know I keep saying both, but that's his name, Igor, whatever. Jovovich, she's commanding him to go to the castle, and that whole shit, him coming out of the dark, like the use of dark and light with Baba is fucking. That shit is kind of scary, man. Like it really is. I think it still holds up. Like, you know what I mean? It's like as far as true horror, I wouldn't say maybe not scary, but you know what I mean? Like, it's true horror, is what I'm getting at.
It's creepy. Even now, you can watch this Halloween night, 12 o'clock, and you'd be creeped out a little bit if you'd seen it for the first time.
Right.
But
he sends him to the prince. Vaja, I'm mixing all the names. Vaja, I think that's his damn name. I'm horrible with these names. Sorry, y'all.
I'm terrible with names as well.
When he sends him there, though, he already knows something's up before he gets there because he's looking in his hot toddy and he sees the mask of Satan in his hot toddy and he drops it and shit. So he knows what's coming and he's prepared. He's got his crucifix and he turns what they would call turning the apparition or the evil spirit or whatever the hell. But I mean, he's kind of like a zombie too, right? When you say
at this point, definitely.
He's a little different than a zombie though, because he can
function a little bit better, but he's either turning or there's something. I would say he's a zombie.
But he's paralyzed in fear afterwards, even though he turned him, he made him get away. And he's just like paralyzed and he's talking gibberish and shit. So they're trying to get a doctor, and anyway, when don't he kill the servant that's trying to go get the doctor?
Yeah, he kills the servant, and then obviously he goes back to stay with the father, doesn't he? Overnight, Cruvion.
Yeah,
and he kills the father as well. Then.
Yeah, well, he goes. He Asa's telling him to bring back that other Dr. Coma though, and then
that's right. Sorry, yeah.
But he's acting like that he's taking him to see the prince, and he actually takes him all the way to the crypt. And that ghost coach scene is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You know, the ghost coach, and it's like not making any sound, and it's like just so fucking dark. Like it's the whole coach is black, like black as night, and just
it's an amazing shot. Yeah,
it really is slow motion the way it's done, and there wasn't much room. So I didn't know this. There wasn't a whole lot of room when they did that shit. So he had people like swaying branches and shit. Like,
wow, that's
I mean?
amazing.
You know, just the shit they had to do back then to create their vision, you know. But
it's incredible.
So he leads him to Asa, and she hypnotizes him. That's when she does the Bela Lugosi nod. Look into my eyes, that shit. And something else, I'm going to kind of pause for a second and mention this. So there have been other female monsters before Asa, right? But they were pretty much all passive. You know what I mean? Like the Bride of Frankenstein, true enough, she's a monster, but she's not hardly in the movie at all. She don't do anything. She don't kill anybody. But Asa is a very imposing, very aggressive fucking, probably the first female monster that's like that. Wouldn't you say?
Yes. Now you say that as well. You've got, Anthony Perkins in the Psycho role, which was exactly the same year. So I think that as well. There wasn't many men as well that was really aggressive or, with a knife and stuff like that. So it makes perfect sense that these two both came at the same time. I can't think of anyone before her. So, and she plays this like
the one that pops out the most would be Bride of Frankenstein, but like I said, she's like a newborn baby or something. The way the way she acts. I mean, but so this is all like fucking evil and hardcore to the core. Like just fucking.
This definitely started a trend, in terms of that, leading lady being like basically evil and a vampire or whatever you want to call it. But
I don't think I'm gonna go through the rest of the film though. I don't think I'm gonna spoil it.
Not gonna spoil it. No.
Yeah.
So we set it up definitely for people. Right.
I might probably went a little too far, but.
I mean, you could mention I
have some other things about it. You ever seen Bloody Pit of Horror?
Yeah.
That was filmed in the same crypt as
Was it really?
Yeah, as Asa's crypt. It's not a very good film, but
it's a fun one, though.
You like it? A lot of people.
Yeah.
Okay, because I haven't seen it. I've heard nothing but bad.
It's batshit crazy. I think I'm sure he fucking uses whips and stuff in that film. He's this killer in like this dungeon.
Yeah.
Obviously, you said it was made in the same place, which blows my mind actually. But that's another kind of gothic, like black. Is it black? I think it might have been color, but it's kind of definitely got the same kind of look. Yeah, now you mentioned that.
Something else threw me off. This was Baba's first directorial debut, and he was 46. That kind of tripped me out. I didn't know.
46.
I didn't know he was that old. I thought. So that's how late he got started, actually directing fucking films. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah,
I know he worked on a ton, but.
Yeah, he was an understudy to like Ricardo Freda for a long time.
Yeah.
I think he learned the ropes from him, and
And that was something.
Freda's a great person to learn off anyway.
That's something else too. Like you can look at the duality thing. As I was touching on that earlier, but I kind of got sidetracked because I tend to do that. I go too many directions at one time sometimes. But so the family thing, like he didn't want to be under his dad's shadow, you know?
Yeah.
So think about Asa and Katia, right? She's a descendant of Asa. So,
right.
So there's that parallel to that. Maybe I'm reaching too far, but and then also
no, not at all. Not
also
at all.
the thing with dogs, you know, I'm trying to remember. I heard somebody saying this about the dogs, though, that was probably Baba's way of saying that, you know, that was Freda with the dogs or whatever, like being demanding. You know, I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes sense, man.
But yeah. Baba used to read the story, the Vi story to his children at night, and it scared the shit out of him. So he was dead set on making something out of it. You know.
Wasn't it kind of? He said something that it was based on that Vi story, plus it was based on, you know, obviously the Dracula story as well.
Yeah, he wanted to make something as that's I know what you're talking about. He wanted to make something as big as Dracula, but make it its own, you know.
Yeah.
So I think that's why he decided maybe Vampire Witch, you know.
Maybe to make it a little bit different as well.
Right.
But yeah, we're going to come on to it. But,
you know,
definitely both. Like we was mentioning before we come on air.
Something else I thought was. Sorry, man. Go ahead.
No, go on.
Something else I thought was interesting was so Mario Bava, he only gave all the people in the movie, he only gave them a couple pages a day to the script.
Right.
Okay. So each day they didn't. So nobody knew how this was going to end. Like, you know, nobody knew what was going to happen next until they got the next couple pages. So
right. Yeah.
I think
that was probably revolutionary for the time as well, because I know they do it a lot nowadays, but I wouldn't have thought they'd done that back in the 60s.
I wonder if that's just to keep it more to have that authentic surprise from characters, you know, from actors, you know.
Has to be, yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I think I've touched on most of everything I wanted to talk about, unless there's something else you wanted to add to Black Sunday, the masterpiece Black Sunday, man. I give it, man, I think the last time, what I give it? This time I got to look at it like it's a 10, dude. This is a 10 movie for me. Real shit.
No, absolutely.
I think I gave it 8.5 or something, but no, it's like a 10 for sure now. Like, and I've seen this movie a lot. You know, it's just, but after you really find out all the back stuff about it, it just makes it better to me, anyway.
Yeah, for me, I like it's probably his best made film in terms of like made film. It's not my favorite.
Right.
I would give this a very strong 8, probably bordering on a 9. But yeah, I just got a couple of little things because you know, we both watched Visited by Voices. Lorne got a channel on YouTube, and he does some great Barbara Steele kind of reviews.
Okay.
And he was mentioning, you know, the scene with the witch's resurrection. He said was pretty similar to Dracula, Prince of Darkness, the Hammer film from 1966, which I've never seen.
Yeah.
But I kind of found that really interesting.
So so basically that was inspired from this then, probably.
Yeah. And also Clive Barker's got the one scene in the Hellraiser, with the blood dripping. That's definitely influence.
Especially the scene with the eyes, the blood dripping in the eyes, and the regeneration.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Francis Ford Coppola as well, he did a Dracula film, and apparently
Yeah.
Black Sundays. He copied entire scenes, characters
Well,
and
the
scenes.
stagecoach scene in particular, that stagecoach scene in Dracula 91.
Yeah.
It looks, and he admitted it though. He
did. Yeah, he did
he
actually
straight up
give him
said,
credit.
"Hey, that's a masterpiece." So, like, I love it when they do give credit.
Yeah, when they do like a whole match.
When you know damn well that they took something or borrowed something and made it their own, and they don't give credit. They're like, "Oh, I've never seen that shit."
No, that pisses me off as well. You got like De Palma, and we've mentioned with some of the Giallo films and stuff. Yeah, but I don't know what much more to say about it. If you've never seen it, definitely go and check it out towards coming up to Halloween, maybe on Halloween night, ideally, or the Sunday before or after. I think would be perfect. It's just an incredible film. I mean, we could just wax lyrical about it all day long,
And again, like this stream, this probably is not going to be for everybody. This is Gothic films, and I know a lot of people don't like black and white. I know a lot of people don't like the period piece settings and the Gothic style or whatever. But I just thought it was appropriate time for us to do this.
No, absolutely, and I mean, I'll be one of those people. I wouldn't say I don't, I dislike any of the Gothic stuff because I do like it, but it's not. For me, it's not as good as like Jolly or Slashes or anything like that. But it's definitely, once you start watching one or two of these, you'll just want to watch more and more.
Right.
But yeah, like you say, a great film. I would say, how would you? So you rank this as your top Barber film? Did you?
No, it's in my third. It's in my third spot.
Yeah, you did say.
Yeah. Lisa and the Devil is my favorite Mario Bible.
I was trying to work out then what two were before that.
So then Blood and Black Lace.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. That makes sense. And yeah.
But Lisa and the Devil is just damn. I don't even want to get into that right now.
No, that's one that we covered on Eurocult, I think, didn't we?
Yeah, we've covered on Eurocult pretty in depth, yeah. So
that's gonna probably come up on this stream.
If anybody's on Dead Pit Patreon, they can check that episode out of Lisa and the Devil.
Absolutely, yeah.
But I guess we'll get into, was that 1964?
Yeah, Castle of Blood.
Castle of Blood. Now this one, man, it's I'm kind of mixed on it. It's this one here. So this release I have has got 3 Barbara Steele films from Severn, and I think, I don't know what it's going for now, but I mean, I think I paid like $12, maybe $20 for it. But you get 3 films, get a shit ton of special features, a great 30-minute interview with Barbara Steele. There's you get 2 other extra films: Castle of Blood, Terror Creatures from the Grave, and Nightmare Castle. But we're going to be talking about Castle of Blood, so I'm just going to set it up here. I know it says Nightmare Castle, but yeah, man, I really like the concept of this film, how it starts, because it's like, I'll kind of, before we talk about what it's about, I'll kind of go through, how it was like everything else before we go into the film.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So Sergio Corbucci, is that how you say it?
Yeah, Sergio Corbucci. I was going to ask you because I haven't got nothing in terms of, I haven't got a physical copy or anything. So do you know the story behind Corbucci and Margheriti directing this film?
So yeah, there was a conflict with scheduling, and so he wanted Antonio. Is it Antonio? Yeah, Margheriti. He wanted Margheriti to do it because he couldn't do it. Like, he had prior engagements. He had his scheduling conflict was messed up.
Yeah.
So So he took control. Margheriti took control, and so I found out that Margheriti didn't like something about it. It wasn't very successful. This film wasn't. So he remade it in 1971 and renamed it. He called it Web of the Spider.
Shit, I didn't know that. See, no.
And Klaus Kinski is in that one, and he's playing Edgar Allan Poe. Klaus Kinski.
Oh God. Yeah.
But I don't know. But he said he regretted doing it because he felt like the color took away from the atmosphere and the suspense and everything that versus the black and white. But
I've heard of Web of the Spider as well. I had no idea that it was kind of a loose remake.
But yeah, and this film right here could be the major reason why Mario Bava didn't recast Barbara Steele in anything else. Is what I've heard. Now I don't know how true this is. I don't want anybody to get pissed off at me, Barbara Steele, or whoever's watching this. But from what I understand is Mario Bava didn't get along with Margheriti. And
okay, yeah.
So after she took, this movie, he was like, nah. But Mario Bava did come out and say that he regrets not having her in other Gothic films he wanted to make because he said she had the perfect face. She had the perfect face for his films. So kind of he got a little bit hurt then that she went to another Italian director and worked for them. Yeah. He kind of got a little bit hurt. Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
And this Castle of Blood's not based on any particular Edgar Allan Poe story. It's just it's kind of like just kind of put together, There's not one specific story, This is just basically the way this goes is Edgar Allan Poe's saying that all of his stories are true, that none of it's fiction. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and Deodato was the assistant director on this.
Right. See, I didn't know that either.
And he's the one that persuaded Barbara Steele to do this film. So I thought it was pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's got like a pretty good cast, mind. The guy who plays Edgar Allan Poe at the start is Italian actor called Silviano Tranquilli, who people will know from a lot of these like giallo films. Mm-hmm. I think he's in Is This So Sweet So Dead? I think he's in quite a few others. You've got Umberto Rayo as well, who's in Build the Crystal Plumes. And again, you could name 4 or 5 definitely big, like kind of giallo films he was in.
Yeah.
But yeah, the opening, like kind of way this opens, as you're going to come on to with the Edgar Allan Poe, is really like such a strong opening. I thought, when they're in like this bar and he's telling them stories.
Yeah, the guy that's playing Edgar Allan Poe is awesome. What's his name?
Silvino Tranquilli.
Yeah, Silvino. And Mark. So I just want to say a couple more things before we start into the film. Margheriti filmed it like a TV series, so he set up like 4 cameras at one time.
Okay, yeah.
So it was a 15-day shoot, So this took 15 days to make, versus like Black Sunday took 6 weeks to make. So
yeah, and you can tell.
Yeah, you can definitely tell.
You can definitely tell. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of all the little fun facts that I had for the Castle of Blood. But
I had no idea Deodato was assistant on this, though.
Yeah, I didn't either. That's pretty cool. And the fact that he's the one that got Barbara Steele to come onto the film. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But the way she explained it is like everybody knew everybody back then. And like you didn't do auditions in Italian films. like a lot of times. She said, well, she never had to. She always said that somebody would say, "Hey, come have lunch with me," and then they talk about something, and you know, she get the role. that's how she got most of her role was over lunch. You know,
because Margherita this time was a pretty big deal as well in Italy. So you kind of, you would imagine he's a massive rival with Bava around about this time as well. So that's where you can see Bava, you know, getting a little bit funny about it.
Right. But like we were saying, I guess we'll go ahead and go into it. So this is called Castle of Blood. Came out in 1964. Sergio Corbucci, he did one scene in the film, and Margherita did the rest. But in Italian, it's called Danza Macabre, and in French, it's in France, it's called Dance of Death, or Danse Macabre. I guess that's how you say it. But,
yeah.
So like we were saying, it starts with Edgar Allan Poe. He looks very like serious. He's telling this story of the supernatural shit that's going on. He's explaining that everything's true. He don't make up any of his stories. And we got this Alan Foster guy comes in, and he's a journalist, and he's been tracking Poe down. He's been tracking Edgar Allan Poe down to get an interview with him. And this takes place in London too, which I thought was
because this mentioned, I think Edgar Allan Poe says it's like his first time over there in London.
Yeah, he says it's my first time and my last time. But I think he's saying that because of what he experienced, not a dig at the London or nothing. But
that's right, yeah.
So anyway, they get to talking, and Poe's explaining, you know, all this is true, and Alan Foster's like, I don't believe none of that kind of shit. And then you got this other guy who just looks like a damn villain, don't he? Like Lord Blackwood over here. Like
that's Umberto Rail plays that part. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll make a deal with you then. How about we do a deal that you stay, you know, what do you say, 100 pounds at first? And he's like, I can't afford that. So he's kind of like skeptical, but at the same time, in case he's wrong, he don't want to lose his ass, you know. So he bets him 10 pounds, I think, right?
And this is all on Halloween night as well, which is great, you know, because he sets it up brilliantly, I think.
Yeah, he tells him he got to stay the night from at midnight on Halloween to November 1st.
Right.
So I guess still daylight. I guess that was the deal. So no, I can't remember.
And I've seen that storyline pinched in so many things since.
We've seen it recently. Kind of. The wax mask.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. There's even there's one from the 80s, I think, called One Dark Night as well. With, I think Tom McLaughlin. It's kind of they got to stay overnight in this crypt, but you know, it's the same sort of thing, if you know what I mean.
Right, and it's just there's really no now when he's going to the castle, it's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. And he's coming through the cemetery, and you see like a black cat, its eyes and shit, and then there's spider webs. He's like fighting shit off, but when he actually gets into the castle, you know, he starts seeing some weird shit. Hold on, let me take a break for a second. Let me catch the comments. See who's in here. What's going on, Wild Wrangler?
Hey, Wild Wrangler.
What's happening, Holland? What's going on,
man?
Hey, Holland. Let's see. I'm just trying to catch everybody. I don't want to leave nobody out. Sorry, we get too deep in this shit. What's going on, Texas, man? Hey, everyone.
Hey,
just got movies. I'll be home soon. Okay, awesome, man.
Nice.
If you haven't seen Exorcist Believer.
Oh, God.
I don't know that for a
fact. Let us know what you've been watching. Probably, I would imagine.
Yeah. Are you a believer? But anyway. Shit. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. But yeah. So he goes. So as soon as he gets into the castle, he starts seeing weird shit. But he's got this real skeptical mind. So he's like, you can tell he's scared out of his ass. He's scared to death, but he keeps trying to ignore it like he's not. You know.
Yeah.
He's trying to justify things that are happening. Like he sees this painting of this beautiful portrait of this woman, and it starts to shimmer and kind of like weird looking glow, you know. And he just like then he just starts playing the damn piano. You know, he sees this other couple dancing in the next room, and then the door slams or some shit. You know, it's just weird shit. And he's just like, oh, no big deal. He starts playing the damn piano, and then that's when Barbara Steele, like, what's her character's name? I'm bad about that.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, Elizabeth. So Elizabeth Blackwood. She introduces herself. It's kind of like a mini jump scare, not too on the nose, but reaches on his shoulder and introduces herself. And of course, this motherfucker's already in love. You know.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And all the stuff up until this point is really strong, I think.
Yeah.
It's really good, you know, opening to the story. Just commenting back on like when we see the cat as well. It's like Marguerite did go on and make a giallo called Seven Deaths in the Cat's Eye, which I thought was kind of yeah. And he did do one called Naked You Die as well in 1968. But yeah, like you say, the actual setup, and then we meet this character then, Elizabeth, and you kind of know something's not right. Yeah, I think if you've watched enough films like we have, you probably worked it out at this point. Which is
this was
kind of
And I mean, and to be fair, during the time, maybe that wouldn't done a whole lot. You know?
No, that's what I was going to say as well. Definitely knowing what you know now, and people got such a good, you know, of every film. This would have been a surprise, I guess. So it would have worked a little bit better than what it
if
did.
It had never been done, you know, I don't know how many times it'd been done. But nothing that comes to my mind before 64, maybe. But
I can't think of nothing.
But yeah, so Elizabeth, she's very flirtatious with this Allen guy. And she makes it very clear to what's her name? Damn, I got it right here somewhere.
You want to bet the blonde girl?
Yeah. Damn it. Julia, right?
Yeah.
So Julia pops up too. And then this dude's like, he's looking at her even harder. You know, he's like, he's thinking he's in heaven. You know, he's got like these two beautiful women. Like, you see how they look, like, you know. And he's
God, yeah.
Yeah. So, but she, Barbara Steele's character, Elizabeth, she makes it very clear that he's for her only. You know, like.
Yeah, those characters like Elizabeth and Julia just don't get on at all. Right. And they kind of got this rivalry. At this point, we don't know why, but it becomes evident as the film goes on.
Right. But it's a good little ghost film. I will say that the beginning is really strong, especially like with the Edgar Allan Poe angle. I really like that shit. Because I can't think of too many that I've seen. It's actually supposed to be Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, that stuff was great, and the whole mood and atmosphere building up to, you know, go into this kind of house as well is fantastic. It does go in a bit once you realise, like you say, we worked it out a little bit.
Yeah,
it does go into like a little bit of a lull in the middle.
It kind of tells on itself real early too, though.
Yeah.
You know? But it's nothing we're spoiling. We're not really spoiling if we said anything. That's why I don't want to say, because
I know what.
Very early on that you find out something.
Definitely shows his hand very early on. But like you say, people in the 1960s, would not have known anyway. I don't think they probably would have been oblivious to all of it, and it would have come as a big shock, I think.
So did you get the impression, like, I mean, to talk about this film any further, we're going to have to mention that Alan, he did have sex with Elizabeth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It didn't really show that, but I mean, you pretty much get the impression.
It's implied.
And then he's talking about her heart wasn't beating and shit, and he's got his head on her chest. And then she's like, "I'm dead," and it's like, oh, but that's like an iconic shot in itself, I thought, like with her laying on the bed, saying
absolutely.
that shit, like saying I'm dead, like, damn, I was just trying to put myself in people's shoes of that time too, like.
Right, yeah, and she doesn't show up for a while in this film, but when she does, she's just amazing. And like we said with Black Sunday, she can light up the whole screen. And she definitely is by far the best thing in this film.
Yeah, I don't mind the lead actor. I think he does a pretty good job, and I think the doctor's pretty good. I like the Dr. Camus in here. Yeah,
I think it's a strong cast, mind for 64. Lot of like Giallo. If you watch a lot of Giallo films, you'll probably get at least 3 or 4 of these actors. But yeah, she's like just mesmerizing when she comes on screen.
Yeah.
And I think she even looked hotter in the next film we're going to mention later, but she still looks hotter in this, mind. I'm
gonna show a small little clip of and it's kind of gonna reveal something, but should I show it or not? It's
just warn people. You've warned people now. So
it's gonna, if you are gonna check this out, you're gonna find out very early on anyway. So I'm just gonna kind of play this. It's like a 4-second clip.
Every death is repeated tonight.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have played that one, but I don't know. It's just
no, I don't think you're gonna gives away too much, because people once they get to it, they're gonna work it out anyway.
Right.
But it's still not gonna stop people wanting to watch the end of the film to see how it all pans out.
Right. It's a ghost castle Gothic, I guess is what best way to say it.
Would this? I'm trying to think now. What year was The Haunting made? Was that 1963? I think with Robert Wise.
Maybe so. I'm not.
Because they all spend the night in a haunted, Hill House. So maybe this was inspired a little bit by that because this was a year later.
Yeah, and Marguerite kind of just fell in his lap too, So.
Right. Yeah. But there is a couple of versions. I don't know if you want to say that. There's like a French version of this as well.
The French version actually has a very brief nude scene with the actress. What's her name?
The word
Sylvia Sorrente.
Yeah, they play like this honeymoon couple, don't they?
Yeah.
And that took me back a bit, mind, seeing a 1964 film with proper, it's not long on screen, but I mean topless nudity.
Right.
And she's a stunning girl as well.
It's only like maybe 2 seconds.
Yeah, a few seconds at the most. But for 1964, that would have been kind of, risque, I suppose.
Not in France, obviously, but
Well, yeah. I was confused because the version I was watching is the longer French version.
Yeah.
And some of the dialogue is in French at the start of the film. So I thought, oh shit, the whole film's going to be like this in French. But lucky enough, it was just like 2 or 3 scenes. And
the version on here is cut. That scene's cut. But
Right. Okay. Yeah. But I think
you can find it on YouTube though.
Yeah, I was going to say you said it was on YouTube.
Yeah, you can find this on YouTube, and it's a good transfer too. Like, there's I think several people have uploaded this damn movie, but Like, I don't see how they get away with that shit, but it is what it is. It's there. But
was this? Do you know if this was widely available then on DVD or video or anything like that?
It's on DVD. Synapse put it out on DVD, I believe.
Right. Okay, that might be the rip that I've seen then. Because if anyone wants a decent rip of this, the longer version, go over to raylust.com, and I mean you can download a really decent version there. But yeah, like, how would you like really rate this film in terms of 8 to 10?
Like, I'll put it this way. So the first quarter of the film, the first act of the film, I'll rate it this way. The first act of the film, I gave it probably a 7.
Yeah.
The middle part of the film, I'm probably going to give it a 4. And then the back end of the way the film ends, I'll give it a 7. So I guess overall, I'm going to have to give it like a 6, if that makes sense. But
No, that makes perfect sense. I would give it.
I love the end, the way the shit ends. I was like, hell yeah.
The ending is fantastic, mind. Yeah. Well,
I didn't expect them to do that shit. Like, you know what I mean? I thought it was going to be like some, everything's fucking happy-go-lucky shit,
No, that is just fantastic the way you ended this film.
I think horror film. Yeah.
Yeah, people watching, just even if you're like not big on Gothic or anything, and you start watching it and maybe think it's not for you, keep going with it, because that ending, if you can get over the little lull in the middle, that ending is superb. Yeah. For me, it's a 6 out of 10, but I would say it's a weak 6 out of 10, if that makes sense.
I go with that too. It's a
bordering on maybe 5.5.
Right. But like I said, the first act is gold. The last 20 minutes is pretty damn good too, I thought. But.
Yeah. I totally agree. Like, because we was talking before, on me, and I was saying exactly the same. And it's worth it also. Just like Black Sunday and the film we're going to mention as well. The mood, like Marguerite, the mood and the lighting and all that. Yeah. In the scenes going up to the house and stuff like that, is second to none. I think he's no Barber, but I mean he's not. He's definitely competent director.
And I'm pretty sure that was all shot on location. That's not. I don't think that's sets.
No. Yeah.
That's the thing about a lot of the Italian cinema too that I love so much is they actually use real location. Places that are 600 years old, or
yeah,
like it just adds to it. And probably a lot of that stuff in that castle was already there. Like
absolutely, yeah. And I mean, not everyone's a Barber. They can create. Barber could create something from nothing really to make it look like that. But yeah, this was definitely all on location, for sure.
But yeah, that's really all I really have on Castle of Blood. I enjoy it. I mean, it's definitely not a bad watch,
It's a mild recommendation just for maybe Halloween season. It's not. I'm definitely not one I'm going to go back to all the time to watch.
No, I would.
I might watch it every Halloween, like every 5 years on a Halloween.
Yeah,
but it's definitely not a dud by a long way. It's not a bad film by a long way.
It has some really
checking it.
It has some really good shit in it too.
Some great ideas in it for the time.
I think they could have. I think it missed the mark though a little bit with the Poe angle. You know what I mean? Because I really like that idea of Edgar Allan Poe saying that all stories are real. It's not fiction. I was like, hell yeah, I'm all in.
I mean, when it opened up with the Poe, Edgar Allan Poe, I was like, shit, I would love to have seen him, because it's mentioned that he goes up to the house as well, doesn't he, with the guy who's going to go in there. Yeah. And I thought, shit, it's going to be a film like with that character, Edgar Allan Poe in. I was like, well up for that, because he's played brilliantly by Tranquilli or whatever his name is. But
I thought he did. Yeah.
Oh, he was great. He was great, and he does come into it a little bit at the end, but not too long. But yeah, like you say, it's kind of a film of two halves, a little bit.
I guess we'll talk about. I'm just going to briefly go over some things about the last one we're going to talk about. I hope we're not rushing through it too quick. It's just Castle of Blood. Just there's not enough there really to go into. I guess
Yeah, we don't kind of want to spoil. Too
and
much.
I don't want to spoil it all the way. But this is the last one, An Angel for Satan. From this release here is from Severin, and I recommend it. It's I've seen the film now 4 times, so
right, yeah.
I like that artwork as well. I just had to show that.
Yeah, that looks great, man. Yeah.
I'll say right out the gate though, Barbara Steele, this is her last Italian film, last Italian Gothic, last Italian film period. Of course, she steals the screen every time she's on it. She has the most close-ups in this film. The Anthony Steele-An guy, I kind of think he hurts the film a little bit, but
he's an awful actor. Everything I see him in, he's kind of bland. And
I will say I do like him. I like him in The Night Evelyn Came Out of the Grave. He's kind of batshit crazy in that one,
Right? Yeah.
But in this one, I don't know, man. Because I'm watching, I was listening to the commentary with Barbara Steele and David Gregory, and it was so funny to listen to her, like when she's like because you're watching the movie with her, and they're talking about the movie, and she's like, you can hear her in the background smacking her hand. She's like, "Change your face, like change your face."
Wow. Yeah.
I was laughing my ass off because she's like, "Look, I'm giving it my all, and you change your damn face." I was like, "Holy shit, man!" She just went there. but
yeah, he does it. Like a few films I've seen him in, there's no fucking facial expressions or anything.
And it makes sense. He was like a big Western guy. Because I guess in those movies you don't really have to, he's playing a stranger, like a lot of times.
Right, yeah, absolutely.
You don't have to say a lot and shit like that. But there's a couple of moments he has though that's pretty damn good. I think the dream sequence he has is really good. And I really don't want to spoil nothing as far as this film goes for sure. But so this is An Angel for Satan, same director that made Crypt of the Vampire, Camillo Mastrocinque.
I'm not even gonna try.
Say that 5 times, but so this guy, from what I understand, he was born in 1901, so he still had a foot into the 19th century. The way he did film. Yeah. So his Gothic film is way different than other Gothic films you'll see. It probably took a little more time, from what I understand. He'd redo takes a lot. You know what I mean? But I just want to add this guy, Raymond Durano. He was a film critic or whatever. But he said Barbara is the only actress with eyebrows that snarl. And she was like a black mass at Tiffany's.
Right.
But I like that the eyebrows that snarl. He said she's the only actress that he's ever seen with eyes like that. But
yeah, completely like we were saying before. Just does it all in like just one look at her and how she's feeling, and very iconic.
This film has some taboos in it though, for 1966 for sure, man. Like, so you got some rape shit going on in this film.
Yeah.
You got child murder. You got some S&M shit. You got some
Yeah, with him and all that shit. Yeah.
You got some lesbianic stuff going on, some lesbian stuff. And you got suicide in here too. A couple of suicides.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you like, basically, if you like Mask of Satan, Black Sunday, you will love this, I think. Because this could actually play as a sequel in some ways, you know. It's very kind of similar. Some kind of things in it are similar. Yeah.
There's a lot of nods to Black Sunday and probably to a lot of her films in this film. You know?
Yeah.
Did you get the vibe, like, you know, the dream scene with the painting?
Yeah.
Did you get vibes for the Red Queen kills 7 times? I sure as hell did.
I didn't at the time, no, but like now you said that, yeah. Yeah.
With that painting angle
and
everything. And then you got this whole other angle with the statue, which we're about to go into the film a little bit, but I just wanted to give sorry, I'm all over the place, y'all.
No, you could, man.
But it's another duality role for Barbara Steele. So she's playing very light and very dark too.
Yeah.
So, and I think that the Italian Gothic, the difference between the Italian Gothic films and the American and British Gothic films, the big difference is that the Italian Gothic films, they brought the female characters to the front. They focused on the female characters more than the American and British Gothic. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because I think you mentioned it before we come on here as well, the same kind of thing. Yeah, I totally get that. I think this film is kind of, would you call it like a melodrama, maybe?
This is a Gothic, but it is like a drama, and it is it's a dark story too, though.
It's very dark for its time.
Yeah,
with the elements you just mentioned as well. Right.
And I mean,
I was taken aback a little bit by it.
Yeah, the twist is really good. I think it's done really well, because I didn't see that shit coming at all. I was like, you know,
no, it's an amazing. Yeah. I was going to say, I watched this for the first time yesterday, and I said to Dirk, you know, I kind of didn't know kind of how I was going to go about it, but I liked it, you know.
Right.
But thinking about it overnight, I actually like it a bit more.
Yeah.
I think this is a very strong film, actually.
A lot of people complain that this is very, very slow, and I guess I could see that, but I didn't get that vibe on my first watch. The first watch, I remember my first watch, I was like, hell yeah, man, I really like this shit. But
I was never bored by it, or thought it was like slow in any way, to be honest.
Hell no.
No, that surprises me a little bit if people say that.
And also, I'll say this about the Italians, what they did. They made a witch more seductive than, I mean, before anybody else did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Hammer definitely pinched that idea, you know.
Right.
With the vampires and the witches and stuff that come a bit later with Twins of Evil and stuff like that. Right. But yeah, definitely. They definitely made it, you know, like Italian Gothic was, I don't know, would you say it was really successful, this kind of genre back in the day? Because I know Black Sunday didn't do well in Italy, did it? But it did well.
Did good in America.
And France, that's right, yeah.
And probably Britain, I would imagine, right?
I think it did well in the UK, yeah. But
imagine, I mean, because I would think, because I mean,
they must have been, because like you say, there was Barbara Steele was in kind of 9 or 10, so, and there was obviously a lot more, so it must have been doing okay for them to keep churning them out. Because I bet if you actually look into it, there's probably 50 Italian Gothic films in the 60s, easily.
Yeah, probably, if not more. I mean,
yeah, probably more. Yeah.
Think about every country. how many Gothic films there probably are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no telling how many there is. But so I guess we'll go ahead and get into it a little bit. I'll just kind of give a brief synopsis of the film. So in a small Italian village by a lake, an old statue is found. And then crimes start to happen. And all the locals are very suspicious of it. And they're saying it's cursed with the evil eye. And so this a sculptor, Roberto Merighi, is played by Anthony Steffan. He's hired by Count Monte Bruno to fully restore the statue. And so the statue was pushed. He lets him know, though, that the statue was pushed over 200 years ago and by one of his ancestors, and she drowned with the statue. And Monte Bruno, the Count Monte Bruno, is played by Claudio Gora, which wasn't he in Black Sunday, or am I wrong? No,
I'm not sure. I'm not sure on that.
I don't want to say the wrong thing. I'm trying to think. My bad for not putting down what else he was in. I know he's in some other films, so he's a damn good actor though. So his niece returns after 15 years. She's been studying in London this whole time, and her name's Countess Harriet Monte Bruno. So, and she's come back to receive her basically her inheritance or whatever. Her uncle's been taking care of everything as she's been growing up, and then all of a sudden, then she meets Merighi, the sculptor, and everything, and they just fall in love. Yeah, it's another one of those, right?
Yeah, kind of instantly.
Right.
It's amazing how it happens in these films, isn't it? Just
and,
one look and they're in love, basically.
Right. But soon, shortly after they fall in love and everything, I don't know how far we want to go into this shit. She
whatever, man.
She starts acting way different. Like her whole demeanor changes. She's very sexual. She's going around manipulating people and shit. Like,
yeah,
kind of like, I don't want to spoil this film at all, though.
She's basically kind of implying that they do certain things. And she's almost hypnotizing in a way that she gets these people to do certain things. I don't think
it's like she's a witch.
Yeah, yeah.
And everybody thinks she's a witch in the town. They're all superstitious. And it is very strange, though, how everybody keeps doing shit. So I'll leave it there. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to.
No. I think it's not going to spoil it to say that certain murders are happening, throughout the film.
Yeah.
I don't think they're spoiling it by saying that.
No, there's
in kind of all different. Yeah, in various different ways, like which I really like about the film.
Yeah, and it's very, very dark, especially like how everything plays out in the end. Like it's like, what the shit, man? Especially the child murder. That's really damn what the shit's going on. The S&M shit that really tripped me out too.
That's like. An S&M,
like a dominatrix at one scene. She gets naked. Yeah. You don't see her naked, but she gets naked, and she's still got her damn horse riding hat on that she's wearing, and she just starts whipping the shit out. I put it in the intro. She starts whooping the shit out of that guy. Like it's so damn. Like what the? I
don't know if it was like meant to be like a fantasy S&M, but yeah, it's kind of jarring when you see it in this film.
Right.
But there's obviously the rape theme as well, which is not great, you know.
No.
There's a lot of different, now you come to think of it, there's really dark scenes and, you know, dark sort of storyline.
And then the whole thing with the statue, like you see this in a lot of these type of films. There's either some kind of artwork, right, that's haunted or cursed, like a painting or a statue, you know. And that's something else I didn't mention, that the sculptor, he's restoring the statue, and then he realizes that the statue looks exactly like Elizabeth, just like her. And then as soon as he gets the statue fully restored, that's when she starts to change. You know, like, but it's definitely worth watching. I would say it's worth owning if you can get a hold of it. It's Severin release right here. Damn good transfer on it.
It looks amazing. So I haven't got the release, but I've got an actual rip of it. This one was not very well known at all. It's like unavailable. I think it was like a lost film at some point.
Right. I think they were talking about that because Barbara Steele said she'd never seen it, but then again, she said she don't watch a lot of her films, especially these. And for a long time, she didn't like these films, the Gothic.
Right.
But she's warmed up to them now. Like she's fully owns them now, and she realizes that, you know, how important they are, and she appreciates. You can tell when like you're watching the film and listen to the commentary. She's talking about a lot of the settings, about the way things look in Italy, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't appreciate that shit, man. They really don't. Like when they watch a movie, like a lot of people will watch a film and they don't pay attention to nothing in the background. My eyes are scanning screens. I'm crazy like that. But
yeah, I always say you can't really watch a film once. You need to watch a film 2, 3, 4 times to get the most out of it.
Right.
But I wondered if I wonder if this played on TV in Italy at all, because like you say, no one could get hold of this film only up until recently to the release that you have.
And that's something else too that was mentioned by Kat Ellinger that did the commentary for this release. The other commentary, she was saying that the Italians could get away with more shit than America or Britain. So
right, yeah.
I was like, I don't know. And it's kind of crazy because they were pretty fascist during this time, I believe. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, it would have been. Like with the did you notice the mother from Night Train Murders is in this? I think the actress's name is Marina Berti.
Oh, that is her. Holy shit.
Yeah, because I was like, shit. I was trying to figure it out, and then within a couple of minutes, it just came to me who it was.
That is her.
She's very young. Yeah,
she did a good job too.
She's an excellent actress, I tell you.
Yeah. Everybody did great in this film, and this is highly overlooked. I highly suggest. And it's crazy how the stream come about, how it all worked out like the way it did, because we did the first film. It's not her first film, but it's her first Italian Gothic with Black Sunday, and then her last one with An Angel for Satan. And now I got to check out everything I've missed. You know what I mean? I'm even going to dig. I got to watch the Fellini flick, 8.5, you know?
Yeah.
And I was going to share one more thing. Is there anything else you want to say about Angel for Satan? Or?
I'm trying to think. No, not really. Apart from the fact that I think it's completely underrated. Obviously, it hasn't been seen for a long time. But yeah, basically, I really like the film. I think it's again, it's got loads of fucking Gothic atmosphere. Is just fantastic. Steele is superb in the role, as he always is.
Yeah, she plays a dual role.
Yeah, she plays it so well, man. But I definitely, I don't know about you, but I got like a few kind of Giallo undertones to it. It's kind of certain things in certain parts.
Yeah.
That give me that feel of a Giallo, which is good.
Because this is not your typical Gothic, you know.
No. And I thought the acting, pretty much the writing is superb in this as well. The actual storyline with, and the way everything plays out right up until that ending, which is fantastic as well in this one.
Yeah.
Got to get that in. The ending was superb. But yeah, no. What was you going to say? Sorry, go on.
Anthony Stefan, though, like I said, he's not the worst actor I've seen, but I think if there's a weak link to the film, it would be him.
Yeah,
I really do, and I think so. Barbara Steele, I think she understood that the monstrosity female was like her claim to fame. That's what made her a superstar. You know.
Yeah, that without a shadow of a doubt.
I think she's the first too. I mean, I could be wrong, but as far as what I know and what I've found out, I think she is the first female, you know, that's very, like, I think a lot of men were intimidated by her. You know what I mean? She just seems like that type, like that.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
I know
going back her around. You know what I mean?
No. Going back from different interviews I've seen with her over the years.
Yeah.
She don't take no shit. And I know that you can mention, you know, the fact that you met her fairly recently as well.
Oh yeah, I was going to show that picture. I'm going to show a picture.
Yeah, go for it.
When I met her, I'll just do I don't know if I did an overlay or not. No, I didn't do an overlay. I got it over right here, but here I can add it right here. Yeah, I'll add it to the overlay. Wait, my bad, y'all.
No, you're good, man.
So here's when I met Barbara Steele at the Texas Frightmare. I met her this year the first time, and I kind of made showed you some pictures of when she's younger. I put beside it, so. But yeah, I guess I can get rid of this too. So the picture, of course, the one to the left, that's when I met her, and she was awesome. I mean, she really was. Great experience. The picture in the middle is from An Angel for Satan, and so is the picture at the top. Which,
right, yeah.
And then you got the others, but kind of gives you an idea of what the many faces of Barbara Steele.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, man, it was a great experience meeting her, and yeah, I consider her the queen of horror. I really do. I can't think of nobody else that could
She's
top.
Got to be, and like obviously alive as well, which is good. She's getting up there now. I think she's 78. You said?
No, she's I think she's 86.
Oh no, 80. Yeah, sorry, yeah, 86. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, she would be. Thinking about it, but
right.
Yeah, long may her fucking live. To be honest, because she's an absolute fucking iconic legend. I think.
And it's I
did skip over something about. I was going to mention about the ending of this film.
Right.
And like, I thought that twist. I'm not going to give it away. I thought that twist was fucking amazing. The end of this film.
It is,
considering it's not very well known.
Right.
Yeah. I won't say too much because I got it written down, but I won't say too much. But yeah, brilliant, superb ending. Sorry, Dirk. Well, carry on.
Oh, I was just saying, it's just so fun to listen to her. Like if you get a chance, like you got any of her films or commentaries or interviews, it's just great to just listen to her talk about her life, everything that she did, accomplished, and where she came from, and it's pretty damn amazing.
She does a really good commentary on the Silent Scream film that I mentioned earlier. Okay. Because when I first saw that on Blue, and I was like, shit, you know, when I realized she does a commentary track, I was like all in, man. Straight. It was like, listen to it on the first night I got it. She's so like informative, but like you said, when you met her, she's with it as well. It's not like she's 80 odd and you know,
she's very type of thing. She was very much there. Yeah. She's I hope to get to talk to her again, because I had mentioned to I guess kind of like Sean Clark. I don't know if you call that a manager or what you would call that, but he represented her. I talked to him, and it was like the convention was closing, and I said, well, you know, if I could get a chance to talk to her, maybe get an interview with her or something, that'd be awesome, you know. Or or even just, you know, plug the show or something. Say,
get her to do like an intro for the show. That would be amazing.
It fits right together. Barbara Steele on An Hour to Kill. You know, it just goes together.
The thing is, the way she took a shine to you as well, she probably would have done that as well, I would imagine.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't mention that. That was because at first I just thought, you know, she's just being real nice, you know, because she told me that I look good, and then I was like, okay, well, thank you, you know. And she said it 3 more times, so I was like, okay.
So she was coming on to you, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
That's crazy.
Unless she's just being really nice, but I mean that might just be her personality. But for most
no, I can't see that. Yeah, I don't think that's her personality.
They don't get they hadn't had a very good experience, but
no, she's straight talking. So I think she probably meant it, you know.
Yeah. Let's see. I got some more people in here. People saying, hey. Texas says, just got home, going to get settled here. I was at Saul 10. Okay.
Oh, right. So
what did you think about it, man? Holland saying, hey, Texas. What's going on, Chubbs, man? What's up, everybody?
Hey, man.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm a super fan now. I mean, I've been a fan of Barbara Steele for a while, but after really digging in and researching all the shit that I did to do this stream, man, I gotta explore the rest of her stuff. You know?
Yeah, every role she's been in that I've seen, I haven't seen like everything by a long way. Yeah. But she don't half-ass anything. She basically, she's there, you know.
She gives it her all. Like she said, she gives it her all, no matter what character she's playing, you know.
I mean, there's no way many actresses could pull off the dual roles. I know I said it earlier, but it's just not to her level. It's just incredible. Because you know, it's almost like a different person as well, just by her facial expressions. And how many times you've seen a film where I think there's a Cronenberg film called Dead Ringers, and I was totally confused because this guy plays dual role, and I couldn't work out who was who. But she just completely nails it in 2 films as well. It's just incredible.
Yeah, because I mean, she can play the victim, or she can play she can play the protagonist or the antagonist, and a lot of times she's playing both in the same film. So, but this one's a little different. This last one, it's a little different because she's not 2 different people in this one.
Yeah. She
just acts different at times, kind of like almost like she got bipolar or something. You know?
Yeah.
Like an extreme case of it, but. Highly recommend all 3 of these, but of course, Black Sunday. If you've never seen it, I'd start with it. But I can't recommend this one enough, for sure.
I'd probably do a double feature if I had to recommend.
Yeah,
start off with Angel. Yeah,
like I said, I know I just said that, but this is the first one of the Italian Gothic, and this is the last one. So.
Yes, but if you're doing a double feature, then start with Angel and finish with Black Sunday. I would.
Oh,
would you, or would you go the other way? You probably
yeah,
go with Black
go either way. Yeah, it might be better if you go with Angel though. Yeah,
I think so, and then you can build up obviously to the kind of a masterpiece, you know.
Oh yeah, I definitely think Black Sun is a masterpiece. But the chat's not chatting. So, is there anybody who got anything they want to say? I can hang out for a little bit longer.
Yeah, if you've got any questions or comments or stuff you want us to cover in the future.
Yeah, or any ideas. Yeah, anything y'all.
I don't know if you want to mention what we're going to do next week.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah. This is Darren's idea, by the way, which I think is a great idea. But this one right here was kind of, this stream here was more or less my idea, I guess you'd say. But
yeah, no, I will. Yeah, because I mentioned it earlier. I will say, like, the fact that Dirk did a lot of work for this stream tonight, and kind of a low thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I owe a lot to Dirk for, you know, all the facts and stuff for tonight.
Oh man, there's so many times that you know, there's so many times you got stuff that I didn't bring, you know. So.
No, I feel like I've been like not underprepared, but I mean, like, just didn't have nowhere near as much as you.
But to me, this is not work. To me, this is fun.
It's fun, yeah.
This is
fun,
like
exactly.
I love learning more about all this shit, you know. So.
So the idea for next week was going to be cover three slasher films, which I don't think we've done a slasher for a while.
Right.
So I was thinking Maniac, Nightmare in a Damaged Brain,
yeah, and
Don't Go in the House, because those three are very kind of around the same time, similar-ish in ways.
Yeah, they're all similar. They all deal, you know, they all got mommy issues or daddy issues. Like they all got parent issues, I guess you'd say.
If anyone, like, I don't know if Dirk's up for this, but if anyone wants to, because I was going to ask Chris, see if he's not working next week, if he wants to come on, or, you know, so we can maybe get a special guest.
Yeah. I haven't seen Chris in the chat today.
He's probably working, I would imagine.
Yeah, probably.
But if he's watching this back on replay and he's interested, then just let us know.
Right.
On Instagram.
And let's see, let's see, I got Chubb says, I still want that top 5 Giallo-inspired movies from you guys. Hold on just a second, man. I'm sorry. Could you talk to them right quick for just a second? I gotta get my cat. He's freaking out.
No, that's fine. Yeah. So yeah, that would be great. I'd love to do the 5 sort of Giallo-inspired. I have to write it down and get Dirk to write it down and maybe cover it pretty soon, because there's so many titles and stuff for that. It's incredible. There's a lot of American films as well that was heavily inspired by the Giallo. I can think of quite a few. I was going to say, Dirk, if you want to write that down when we go off here.
Yeah. Let me.
So
I got
definitely do that. And if Chubb's got any like kind of films he wants to mention to us as well, that maybe he wants to cover with that. Because we could do our top 5, but I mean, if he wants us to mention some others as well, we'll gladly do that and watch a few others as well. That'd be a great stream, actually.
Specifically, what does that entail, though? Like top 5 Giallo-inspired films?
So I would say stuff like The Eyes of Laura Mars, Clute, stuff like that.
Okay.
That's not actually an Italian Giallo, but inspired by
maybe like
Dressed to Kill, maybe.
Or Don't Look Now, maybe. Or
absolutely, yeah. But if Chubb's got any titles, then just type them in and let us hear them.
Wild Wrangler says Barbara Steele in Curse of the Crimson Altar, 1968. No, I haven't seen it.
I was going to say, well, I've heard of it, but yeah, that's a great. That's a great choice.
I
That's what I'd love to watch at one point.
I mean, if Darren wants to do another one of these at some point, I definitely want to do Long Hair of Death. And we could probably put that one in, The Curse of the Crimson Altar. And we just have to
I think she did The Horrible Dr. Hitchcock as well.
Dr. Hitchcock, yeah. That'd be perfect because of, or The Ghost. You mentioned The Ghost too,
The Ghost is a great one, mind.
It's crazy.
The only trouble with that, I'm not sure if there's a great release of it.
We could find one. Maybe not a great release, but I grew up on scattered television, so no.
I've got it in it. It's a decent print, I suppose, but it's in like a 50 pack. Yeah. Because I always mentioned that there's two scenes in that film. There's one concerning a wheelchair that's got to have inspired the Changeling, and there's kind of a throat slashing scene as well, which I'm sure Argento must have seen at some point. So it's kind of good for those two things, But it's a decent film as well.
Crazy what I found out about The Ghost too, That was shot in 5 days on a bet.
Yeah, you said that. I was amazed by that.
And is that Freda?
I think it is actually, but it might be. I don't want to say for definite in case I'm wrong.
Hold on, I got it right here. I wrote a list down of.
I think it is now. You said that.
Whoever did Horrible Dr. Hitchcock is the same director.
Right.
I think I'm right. Or no, that might be wrong. Sorry, y'all.
I thought
Long Hair of Death.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
I think it's the same. Damn it! Where did it go? I'm trying to find it. Okay, I found it. Yeah, right here. Sorry.
No, that's all right.
Yeah, Ricardo Freda, The Horrible Dr. Hitchcock, and he did The Ghost right after. And
he did do the Horrible Dr. Hitchcock. I need to see that one then, because I'm a Freda fan. I pretty much like everything I've seen from him.
But I believe he used the same exact set as The Horrible Dr. Hitchcock for The Ghost. And
right, yeah.
And he bet somebody that he would shoot that in 5 days. And he got it done in 5 days. But Barbara Steele was talking about it. She said that they would have to work like 22 hours.
Wow.
Shit like
that. Because I think I've seen that. I've definitely seen that film, The Ghost, in the last year or so.
Yeah.
So I remember bringing it up on Eurocult once, and I think I've seen that fact that he did make it in 5 days.
And she said it was really fun working for him because he was so animated, and he would just get pissed off and shit. And she said that him and her would just be like this, but she said it worked so good. They'd just sit there and quarrel, but he was like that. And she said it was way different than Mario Bava, where Bava was more reserved and real calm and shit, quiet. But
Freda was kind of like Fulci in a way, wasn't he? He was
but she liked that though. She liked that he spoke his mind basically.
Yeah, Lindsay being another one probably similar.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, Lindsay, he wasn't gonna hold back, was he?
No.
But yeah, man. So her most recent thing I forgot to mention was it was an animated TV series in 2020 for Castlevania, the damn video game.
Wow.
So I guess she did some voice acting.
Didn't she do a film called, I think it's called The Butterfly Room?
Yeah, Butterfly Room. That was in 2012, I think.
I do have that, but I've never seen it. I do have a copy of that.
And she did, she worked with Roger Corman on The Pit and the Pendulum. It's a very short role, small role in that. She plays a dual role in that too, though.
Okay, yeah.
Of course, David Cronenberg we mentioned, Shivers. But yeah, and I forget also, it's also Britain's first lady. Britain's first lady of horror is another title she has.
Yeah, that again, that makes sense.
Besides Queen of Horror or Queen of all Scream Queens.
But we'll work on we'll definitely do like a volume 2, and then we'll kind of work our way up. We might even get 3 or 4 volumes out of it, and then we'll do a later films, obviously, right near the end, because there's definitely a few there's probably a few more I want to watch as well that I've never seen from her.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be like an ongoing thing.
Okay. Let's see. I got. Let me go back to this.
Did Chubb's reply to?
Yeah, he said. Wild Wrangler says, "Don't Look Now." He just bought "Don't Look Now" on Blu-ray.
That's an incredible film. I know I keep saying it on you, but yeah, it's just an amazing film.
And Chubb says Clint Eastwood's Tightrope, I feel, is a Giallo-inspired film.
That's a great pick. That's one I try to like bring up now and again in certain stuff I do. And not a lot of people like.
It seems very familiar, but I think I seen it when I was very, very young, and I can't remember nothing.
It's definitely a slasher type Giallo film, yeah.
Okay.
Because there's this killer going around. I think he's killing. I'm not sure if it's strippers, but he's definitely killing women. And
okay, I wouldn't say that this is a Giallo inspired, but definitely a slasher. I consider Cobra a slasher. Stallone.
Cobra is a slasher, yeah. I would as well. Yeah.
I love it.
Definitely. Yeah. I love that. I need to get that. I think Scream Factory brought it out, didn't they? I need to get that.
It's on sale right now.
Is it? Oh right, yeah. They don't fucking sell to like the UK either.
Oh, they don't?
For some reason. No. Oh, but yeah, maybe not this time. I mean, I'll hit you up maybe next sale or something. See if you can get it for me.
Yeah, because they got it for like $12 right now, $12.99, I think. So.
Yeah, because that'd be a great one. Because we could cover, like all sorts of different things with the Giallo genre, can we? And the slasher kind of element, proto slashers,
right?
Action, like Cobra would be an action slasher, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
There's tons of stuff like that.
That's my favorite Stallone film, period, anyway. So.
Oh, it's great. He's got so many good like one-liners and stuff in that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, I guess I don't know. Is there anything else you want to bring up, or?
Not much, man. Not much. Just like I think we got Eurocult live tomorrow on Dead Kit.
Eurocult will be in the morning. For me, not in the morning for Darren, but in the morning for me.
Yeah.
It's 9 a.m. for me, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we're going to be going over, I guess, European inspired, like what? European Halloween films? Is that what it is?
Like, yeah, basically European films that you think would, that you could watch during the Halloween season.
Yeah, recommendations.
Yeah, so I'm guessing it doesn't, kind of, as long as it falls into the Europe. But I know Steve and Dana as well, and I don't think they'd mind if you put an American film in, or I don't know if you're going to have any kind of recommendation.
I got my stack ready to go.
It's going to be 5 in it, you said?
Yeah, I got 5, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It should be a good show.
I see Chubb's asking right here. So, you guys interested in the new Exorcist movie? I'm seeing reviews, and I'm seeing like mixed reviews too. But I don't have any faith in it, to be honest. Like,
No pun intended there.
Yeah. Excuse the pun, but yeah, I don't have faith in it. It's just, I don't know. I'm still going to watch it, but I don't think I'm going to go pay my money at a theater and watch it. I'll wait for it to come out.
I'm definitely I'm not gonna go to the cinema, but I'm definitely gonna watch it. But I'm just for the fucking train wreck that it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I watched a guy called Matt Commode in the UK. He reviewed it on YouTube.
I watched
the Dead Pit on the Road was funny as fuck, man.
Yeah, I watched that on the road, and they did a great job of explaining. He kind of told me what I needed to know. And Uncle Bill, he didn't pull no punches. So he said that shit was worse than damn Halloween Ends. So, damn.
But in a weird kind of way, their review makes me want to see it now even more.
Yeah, I still want to see it.
Just to see what it's like.
Of course, I'm interested. The Exorcist is in my top 3 films of all time, period. So.
But didn't you say this one has actually done okay in the box office?
Oh yeah, it's doing good with the numbers. It's already passed Smile, and Smile made the most money out of any horror film last year. So
that's definitely going to be a big drop off next week, though. Surely, with like word of mouth and stuff like that going around.
But I'm seeing a lot of other people like it. So I don't know.
Yeah, but what age bracket are they though? Are they?
That's what I'm saying though. Like, who's going to see these films? Like, who's the target audience? And you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things.
Oh
yeah. I can see it making a lot, but
I would say you're probably aiming for like the 18 to 25 bracket. But he knows that having the name of The Exorcist is massive. It's as big. I think it's as big as Friday the 13th, Halloween, Nightmare on Elm Street in names, if not bigger, like maybe. But
yeah, I watched. Joe just mentioned this too. He said Brian Goes Blue has a great review. Yeah, I watched his.
Yeah, I need to watch that. Yeah.
And they were putting it over quite a bit. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? It's just.
Well, they actually liked the film, did they?
Yeah. Right.
Okay, that's different. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of things me and Brian disagree on as far as film when it comes to film. And 50 years, a 50-year-old film, you would think, like, he would try to, David Gordon Green, from what I'm hearing about it anyway, you would think he would at least want to try to please the fans of the original film, you know what I mean? But maybe
that's
not. But I'm also
that's what I was going to say.
I'm also hearing other shit that it's just a cash grabby kind of thing, So I don't know.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to say. Like the people like me, like in my early 50s, that was brought up on the original, basically.
Yeah.
There's nothing from what I've read and seen. There's nothing in that film that remotely interests me.
The trailers didn't do it for me. And I've heard other people say they love the trailer. But it is all subjective, right? It is all subjective.
Why would you have a black girl and a white girl and bring back fucking the mother who's in her 90s? Why the fuck did he think that was a good idea?
And I also heard about Ellen Burstyn that so they came to her with the script and she read it. And then they offered her a ton of money. And she said, no.
Yeah.
And after reading the script, she said she didn't want to do it. And then they said, okay, we'll double the money. We'll double what we just offered. She said, no. And they said, okay, we'll triple it. And she said, no. And then they said, okay, we'll give you triple the money and we're going to throw some money to your favorite charity organization. And then that's when she agreed to it. So that kind of don't look good,
I bet she must have had fucking most of the budget from what I can see of the trailer.
But I know they had to spend. They spent $400 million just on the license. That's not.
Wow.
That's not talking about making the movie. That's just to get the rights to make the movie.
There's no way they're gonna get that back, is there?
I don't know, man. They're gonna make 3 films. They're gonna make 3 of them. So
Well, I got a theory on that. I don't think they'll make him. I think this will fucking kill it. When, like, the way the words, like, they have, like, decent reviews, like you said, but they're few and far between. I think this is going to kill the fucking franchise.
I wouldn't say nothing bad about Brian. It's just a lot of times, like, he likes a lot of things that I don't, and same vice versa, you know. But
no, man, I respect someone like that, you know. If
I always like to
have
see
their opinion. If it goes against the grain, then
you don't all have to like the same shit. So
exactly, I have the balls to come out and say you like it.
I'm a super fan of the original OG 1973 Friedkin's masterpiece, The Exorcist. David Gordon Green shit the bed for me without Halloween Ends, and it kind of put a very sour taste in my mouth.
He killed the Halloween franchise fucking flat.
I don't think he killed it. I can always just not watch those. Like you know what I mean? I can watch something else, but I'm just saying, like the trailers that I've seen for The Exorcist, I haven't been impressed by one of them. And
it
like
looks
the body
awful.
And the blood bullshit in the church. Yeah. And then I was like, okay, that's what we're going to do, but whatever. It does have Christopher Nelson doing special effects, which that's cool, but
I don't think even he'll fucking save it. Like, I just think I honestly believe maybe they may do the second part. I don't know, but I got a funny feeling they're just gonna fucking cancel it and just say, look, there's no point. Because Alan Burstein's gonna be fucking.
If it passes Smile and Black Phone and all that, then I can see them doing the trilogy, because that's what their plan is, and that's why they spent that $400 million, you know.
But is she going to be alive to do the part 2 and 3? Because she's in her 90s.
No, she's barely in this.
Right.
I think they brought her in to get asses in the seats, and then it's like, okay, well, that cost us a shit ton of money, but we're going to get some asses in the seats.
So they basically bought her name then to be in the film.
Yeah.
Rather than
they do that type of shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
Let's see.
I was expecting.
Holland's saying, let's see.
Go on.
Chubb says, I'm expecting it to have good moments, but overall disappointing. Yeah. Same here, man.
I don't even know about good moments, to be honest.
It might have. I mean, I'll look at it subjective. Like, I'll really try to go in without, you know, I'll try. I'll just say that. But like
I'll give it a fair
I say it all the time. I say it all the time. I always try to reserve judgment. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I'll sit down and I'll give it 100%. But I want to like it. You know, I don't want to go in this. I don't want to dislike any film.
Right.
I want to like it.
And Holland says that Exorcist TV show lasted only 2 seasons. How the hell is this going to last a trilogy? Hey, it will. If they can make money, believe me. And that's what.
And I heard that Exorcist TV show is supposed to be pretty good as well. So that's why I was thinking, why?
I didn't even watch. I didn't watch it.
I've never seen it, but I've heard really good things. And that's why I was amazed when they come out with this like trilogy they're going to do now, because I'm thinking that's probably tied it up really well, the TV series, and maybe just leave it at that, where it's known to be good. But David Gordon Green, man, he's going to fuck everything up. If he gets hold of another franchise as well after this.
Holland says season 1 was good, season 2 wasn't good. Okay.
Okay, yeah. I wouldn't mind going back and watching that, actually.
But I did hear, and I can't stand Halloween Ends, man. There's no.
I fucking hate the last 2 Halloween films with a passion.
Well, Ends is really the shit stain, in my opinion.
It's fucking awful. Like,
because I mean, the way they did Michael was like, you got him looking like a little bitch for one, and you just don't do that. You know, don't. And if you're gonna do that, I might have forgave it a little bit if he would have pulled Laurie's ass down and with him, and they fucking both died. You know, that's what I wanted to happen. I wanted that shit to happen so bad, dude. But
that kind of whole evil dies tonight thing. I don't know.
Yeah, I think he was trolling. I really do.
Do you really think that? I think I don't know. It's said so many times.
I'm beginning to think David Gordon Green is trolling people, right? And you get the older people like us pissed off and bitching about it. Well, guess what? There's no such thing as bad publicity, you know? So you got a bunch of old fucks bitching about something. So you got the younger crowd like, well, we need to go see that because they all fucking hate it.
I said to you loads of times, the best scene in that film is the hospital when that little fucking Danny DeVito. How the fuck do they mistake a 5-foot midget for Michael Myers? Is just. I know you said you got your theory on that, but it just fucking blows my mind.
I can't explain that, pretty easily.
I mean, that could be out of something like a scary movie fucking film. It's so fucking funny.
I think you're really fucking with people, man. I really do.
Yeah.
And he says that Halloween Ends is going to be like, he compared it to Halloween 3 in, 10, 20 years, people are going to love it. I'm not.
But how the fuck, right, did we get to a point where in the world we live in now, we have fucking 2 Rob Zombie Halloweens, which are fucking atrocious. Pardon my language, right?
Yeah, I can't stand it.
And the 3 we've got, which 2018, I'd say is kind of passable. It's okay. But the 2 that come out, man, there's 5 films there, really, or 4 out of 5 films.
I like Kills, though. I like Kills because of the kills.
Oh, I don't know.
I like Kills because of the kills. And it's Michael's fucking masterpiece. Michael got his own film. And finally, he gets to kill every fucking body, and
everyone in Kills is annoying though. Every character.
I don't give a shit about the characters. I'm rooting for Michael. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just can't get with that film at all.
Right. Let's see. I got Chris C says, "Hi, I'll slash a like for these awesome gents, man. Appreciate it, dude."
Chris, if you're watching and you want to do the one next week, let me know. We're covering Maniac, Nightmares and Damaged Brain, and Don't Go in the House.
Right.
So if you're not working next week, just let us know.
And then Holland says, "Kills is basically a filler movie, and Ends is awful." Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
I think
I'm telling you, like straight from me, I like Kills, but I know it's not a great movie. But there are some scenes that are undeniable, like the fire scene. I mean, that's all real fucking fire. James Jude Courtney, I think he plays a damn good Michael Myers. I think I love the special effects work. Christopher Nelson, you can tell a lot of work went into that shit.
Yeah, that is the plus, I will say, is.
But James Jude Courtney's a damn good Michael Myers, I feel like.
I don't know. I
don't
know if I can agree. He's
Really?
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
not fussed, to be honest, on his portrayal of Michael. He's damn sight better than fucking Tyler Mane, but that's another fucking story.
That tracking shot in 2018, that tracking shot with James Jude Courtney is fucking amazing to me. Like when he's going in the house, he grabs a fucking hammer and all that shit.
Yeah.
And like the trunk of the car, I mean, there's quite a bit.
There's some good stuff in 2018, I will admit. When he kills those 2 like podcasters as well.
Like in the kitchen. That shit's fucking hilarious to me. I'll fucking crack up. You even got motherfucker, like he's like stab the motherfucker, and then you see him like he's like looking at, he's like admiring his shit that he's doing he's putting them knives in the dude's back and shit, and then like there's some good shit in Kills. The flashback scene is fucking pretty damn good. The way they made everything look like 78. And
yeah, that was good.
And the mask, that mask spot on is a 78 mask. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's the writing that's horrible.
Yeah, the writing of the story sucks. I ain't gonna lie.
Throughout the trilogy, man. And that don't even bother with thinking about the Rob Zombie films. Fuck me, man. But the writing is awful. It's as if they just got someone.
They had too many cooks in the kitchen.
But fucking plucked out of thin air. Who's never watched the fucking Halloween films at all. I know they got a few good nods back. So
well, they had
obviously,
like I think 7 or 8 fucking writers.
yeah, and it shows, man. It shows, and you can see why they're thinking, oh, we'll go like a little bit different.
Then you got Danny McBride's ass. Like,
oh god, don't even start on that shit.
Why are you gonna put a comedian into this shit? You know, but
it's just I don't know, man. Now you keep, because I know you kind of like Kills for different reasons.
Yeah.
And you keep saying I do make me want to go back and maybe give it one more go.
Look at Kills through the lens, like this is how I look at when I watch Kills. I'm just like, okay, fuck all these people. They're all gonna die. Michael, make it happen. That's kind of like the attitude that I'm going in when I'm watching Kills. Like, I don't give a shit who lives. I want Michael to kill them all and escape into the night. Now that'd be a great fucking Halloween movie. You know?
Right. If I go in now because I know, with low expectations because I know how bad it is, maybe I'll guess that. But I always get enjoyment from that fucking hospital scene. Yeah. But like you say, with who's the guy? Fucking Evil Dies Tonight. The guy from Weird Science.
Oh, Michael Anthony Hall.
Oh god, he's so fucking annoying in that film.
Man, playing Tommy. Yeah.
And I wonder if, like you say, he was just like kind of trolling people, like his characters and phrases. So,
I really do. You know, people got mad. I mean, people got mad, boy, over that shit. But
yeah, how the hell he fucking got signed on to do another one after that? It just defies belief for me.
Chris says, just saying hi. I got to get back to work. You all take care. By the way, Scream 6 is hot, sexy garbage.
I've not seen Scream 6 yet.
Yeah.
I think I'll buy it if it comes like on sale or something. But I don't mind the Scream films, to be honest.
Wild Wrangler says Loomis look-alike. Yeah. I mean, he looks like Loomis, but he don't sound like him. But I thought that was
wasn't he some fucking random guy as well on the crew that they just happened to pick out?
Make him, I gotta say, they made him look like Donald Pleasant. So pretty impressive, you know.
But I think it was totally random how they got him as well. This is crazy.
And then Holland says, "Right, Dirk. The bar is so low. Just give us Michael." Yeah, hell yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. Yeah. I mean, I remember Halloween Kills come out. Everybody was losing their fucking minds. And I'm just like, what are y'all complaining about? Like, fucking Michael killed all kind of fucking people. Like, he killed, like,
but
all the characters. Like,
I totally see where you're coming from.
Bastards that was pissing me off. Like,
for me, it doesn't even work as, like, a popcorn slasher. It just doesn't fucking work. But I totally get where you're coming from with like the elements you like from it.
Yeah.
But
man, he got 31 kills. So, yeah.
It just defies belief.
Then he was just trying to look out of a fucking window. That's all he was trying to do. He was trying to get back to his house so he could look out the fucking window. And all these people keep fucking with him. You know? So
and I mean, they had to fucking have actually sat down and wrote that fucking script again, which blows fucking my mind. And someone would have had to have okayed that fucking script, and it goes up to the highest level of the fucking film company.
But you know what?
I don't know how that happened.
But think about this: like, people wouldn't be this passionate if they loved the fucking thing. You know what I mean? Most people.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that people hate it so much, they still talk about fucking Kills, you know? That's what's funny.
I think it'd be talked about for a fucking long time.
Right. Think about the name, though. Halloween Kills, you know? Like, fuck. I mean, I don't know. Kind of killed a lot of people's fucking soul, right?
It did for me. It did. The first time I seen it, or the only time I've fucking seen it, I think. I may have seen bits and clips of it since, but it did. It ripped my fucking soul apart because it's so fucking bad on every fucking level as well. On the writing, on the script, on the actors, every fucking thing. Like you say, there's one or two redeemable things with the Christopher Nelson effects and stuff.
I like that light bulb wannabe kill.
Right. Yeah.
I thought she was dead, but obviously she wasn't dead because when Halloween Ends comes on, she ain't dead. So.
It's like the whole Jamie Lee Curtis character as well.
Well, she had a lot.
Laurie Strode.
Yeah, she had
There's
a lot.
No way that would be the fucking. Go on, sorry.
She had a lot to do with the way it went too. Like she had a big say in the direction that it went.
And she hates horror films, so that that says they're all in, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why the things that character does in that film is just
her daughter gets murdered, and then Halloween Ends. She's happy-go-lucky Susie Homemaker.
Baking fucking fucking
eyes and fucking
and generally just this relaxed person.
Yeah, super anxiety in 2018, but
Yeah, how do you get from that to that in such a short space of time? And she should be more fucking alert now than she was then, because she's been locked up for so long. It just makes no sense at all. And I know we don't go into these films to make sense, but fuck me, I could write my fucking, I don't know, your fucking young son could write a better script. Sorry, Dirk, I'm on a tangent there.
Oh, Wild Wrangler said, new Exorcist Pazuzu dies tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, well, fuck yeah.
Yeah, I've heard some shit, man. I've heard that they throw like every religion. They take every religion in the fucking known to man, and they're all gonna fucking hold hands and kumbaya, motherfucker, to exorcise the demons.
Well, I've heard no spoilers at all, but I can guarantee you I know what fucking happens at the end of that film.
Okay.
It doesn't take fucking brain scientists to work out what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I won't give it away, obviously, but I'm almost like 99% sure I know.
Right. Well, sorry, I didn't mean it to turn into fucking Halloween and David Gordon Green shit fest, but that's kind of what it did. And I can't really defend Green for that shit. I like some of his comedy work that he's done. I think it was Pineapple Express. I like that movie. It's funny, I like 2018, and I like Kills for what it is. Not for the fucking story, not for the fucking acting, but I think in maybe 20 years, I think people might come around to that one. I don't see nobody coming around to Ends but I mean, there's some people out there that love fucking Ends, man. Whatever.
So why do you think he actually got the job to do the next, like the Exorcist trilogy after those train wrecks, basically? Why would someone employ him to do this? Yeah, well,
he made a ton with Halloween, so that's what it is. That's what it is now. It's all cash grab shit, man.
But surely the top executives of this film company, they must know it's shit, basically. Have they just got no fucking... That's what I was going to say. Have they got no fucking worries? They just want the money and that's it. They don't give a fuck what product they're putting out.
They don't care, man.
That's crazy.
Just some suits, man, trying to make some money.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's it's a lot different than it used to be.
Yeah.
But I guess we'll get out of here, man. Was there anything else you want to bring up next week?
No. Yeah, definitely gonna be doing that next week.
Next week we'll cover Joe Spinell, Maniac. Not this. I still want to check this one out, but we ain't covering that one yet. And Nightmare in a Damaged Brain, or Nightmare, and don't go in the house or you get your ass burned up.
I tell you what, I'll tell you now as like a spoiler, I love that film. Don't go in the house.
Oh yeah.
I love all three, obviously, because that's why we're going to talk about them. But I don't know, they've all got very special places for different reasons. But I think hopefully that'll be a decent show for us, because I know there's loads of people who will love those films.
Yeah, I think so.
So if anyone like wants to like mention comments and stuff, like definitely tune in next week because it should be like I think it'd be a really good show.
Yeah, and if you're seeing this on a replay, consider subscribing and hit the like button and
absolutely, man.
Do the comments and hit all the bells and whistles and
every single like makes a difference, you know, to what we're doing.
It really does.
I appreciate every single one of them.
Yeah. I appreciate everybody in the chat too, man. It's
yeah, absolutely. Like
we didn't have a whole lot today, but you know, hey, it don't matter. We're doing this. At the end of the day, we're doing this for fun, man. Like, you know what I mean? This is a passion, talking film. I love the shit. So
I always say if we can get like 5 or 10 people who really watch it and sit down and love the stream, or you know, then it's a winner for me. You know, we're not out for likes or any of that stuff. But not, you know, it helps. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the main thing. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not the main thing for us. But if we can get 12 people who come in every week and you know enjoy the show, then it's a success for us.
Yeah, for sure. And turning people on to films maybe they never knew about.
Yeah, and vice versa. If they want to turn us on to some films as well, then yeah. Definitely.
Oh yeah. Well, man, I guess we'll get up out of here and sorry, y'all.
It's I who repudiate you, and in the name of Satan, I place a curse upon you.
I guess we're gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all take care.
Have a good one, guys. Yep.